You're welcome to another episode of Safety Time Out with Madam Safety. And in this episode, I'll be speaking on online safety for children part 2. Online safety for children part 2. In my last video, I spoke on online safety for children part 1, and I gave a few tips on what parents could do to keep their children safe online. Now, we know with the current situation all over the world with the COVID-19 pandemic, we are already being introduced to a good number of new normals, and these new normals also involve online schooling. And we need to ensure that while we are getting our children educated, we need to ensure that they are also safe online. So in that video, I spoke on a few things that we need to do as parents to ensure we keep our children safe online. Check out my YouTube channel, Safety Time Out with Madam Safety, and then check out the video and all the others. Now, in this video, I want to be very specific on things you must make sure that your children know. Things you must make sure that you communicate in particular. I'm going to be giving us a few tips, about 5 of them. Things that you must make sure that you communicate this to them. Now, tip number 1, you must teach children that there are online scammers and fraudsters, online scam and fraud. And you must, if possible, give them examples, tell them how they operate and how they can identify them and how they can stay safe online. Now, children are innocent, and we have had so many cases of children innocently giving us some details and getting their parents scammed while online. So we need to ensure that we keep our children safe and keep ourselves safe, our family safe. So children should understand online fraud and online scam, how they can identify how the scammers work, how they operate, and how they can stay safe and avoid them while online. Now, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, you must also teach and educate children that you have sexual predators online. There are some crazy people, and the only people they want when it has to do with their satisfying their sexual urge is children. There are some crazy people, mentally ill, that are just after children, and they would do anything. They could come as low as pretending to be children, do anything to get children. Now, so you need to educate children on sexual predators and how they can identify them, things they shouldn't do online. They should not speak to strangers. They should not release personal information. These are things that children must understand, that these things are there, and sometimes they become victims innocently, letting things out and letting these people into their lives. So they should understand that sexual predators online, and they should always be on the guard. That's tip number 2. Now, tip number 3. Now, you must educate children that they have the right to block anyone that brings forth any comment or any post or anything that has to do with cyberbullying or sexual content. They have the right to block anyone or anyone or that has to do with sexual, that sends a post or a comment that has to do with sexual content or cyberbullying. For their sanity, they have a right to do that for their sanity. That's tip number 3. Now, tip number 4, you need to educate children on dangerous and inappropriate websites. Dangerous and inappropriate sites, things that they could be exposed to, dangers that lie around these sites. You need to name them, you need to discuss them, you need to discuss the challenges, what they could be exposed to, and emotional challenges that could also come around some of these sites. So you need to educate them. That's tip number 4, on the dangerous and inappropriate websites. And then finally, you must encourage children never to allow, give room for meeting. Sometimes children because okay, let's meet and all of that. They shouldn't give room for meeting, not to give their personal information, and always ensure they are open, they are honest, and they are sincere with you. And that makes it, very essential as parents for us to leave the line of communication open, and for us to always maintain that communication. For us raising the children of today, you must maintain the line of communication, and you must leave it as open and as sincere as possible. Thank you so much, and watch out for part 3. God bless you.